You know that feeling like your industry is just this shark tank, right? Everyone's fighting tooth and nail for the exact same customers. It's brutal. But what if you could just sail away from all that? Today, we're going to talk about a strategy that lets you do just that, escaping the bloody competition by creating your very own market space.
All right, so to really get this, we first need to understand the two basic playing fields for any business. Think of them as two different oceans, the red ocean and the blue ocean.
So first up, you've got the red ocean. This is where most companies live. It's the market space we all know, right? The rules are set, the competition is absolutely insane, and everyone is just clawing for a bigger piece of the same pie. That's why they call it the red ocean. It's bloody from all the fighting. But then you have the blue ocean. This is totally different. It's wide open, uncontested market space. Here, you're not fighting for demand, you're creating it. And this map here just lays it all out so clearly. Look at the left side, the red ocean. It's all about beating the competition, which usually just ends in price wars and everyone racing to the bottom. But on the right, in the blue ocean, it's all about innovation. It's about creating something so new that you make the competition, you make them totally irrelevant. Okay, so that all sounds great, right? But how do you actually do it? How do you get from that chaotic Red Sea to these calm blue waters? Well, it's not about just getting lucky. It's about having a strategy, a set of tools to actually chart your new course. The very first step is to start questioning everything your industry takes for granted. And the perfect example for this is Cirque du Soleil. They looked at the traditional circus and asked a really bold question. What can we just get rid of? What if we completely eliminated the stuff that was super expensive and, honestly, a little controversial, like the animal acts and the big-name star performers? All right, next question. What can we scale way, way back? Again, think about Cirque du Soleil. They decided to reduce things like the slapstick humor and the over-the-top thrill and danger acts. See, they weren't trying to be the funniest or the scariest show on earth. Nope, they were playing a totally different game. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. You flip the script and ask, what should we raise way above the industry standard? For Cirque du Soleil, this was huge. They decided to pump up the production value like crazy, creating this unique, almost theatrical experience that you'd never find in a traditional circus tent. And finally, we get to the most creative part. What new things can we create that the industry has literally never offered before? This is where Cirque du Soleil sealed the deal. They created a show with a theme, a real storyline, beautiful choreography, original music, things you'd expect from a ballet or a Broadway show, not a circus. So when you put it all together, you get this, the Eliminate, Reduce, Raise, Create framework, or ERRC for short. And you can see it right here. It's a powerful way to systematically rethink your business. By asking these 4 simple questions, you end up creating a totally new value curve. And for Cirque du Soleil, they created a brand new market, somewhere between circus and theater, where they had absolutely no competition. So this new value curve idea is key. It's not just a small tweak, it's a whole new path for your business. It's a journey that takes you away from just being efficient and moves you towards creating something truly valuable and new. And this chart, this just maps out that journey beautifully. Look, on the bottom, you're moving from being driven by costs to being driven by customer value. And going up, you're evolving from just being reactive to being proactively agile. The whole point is to get out of that bottom left corner, operational excellence, which is basically just doing things right, and move to the top right, value excellence. That's where you're actively working with your customers to create amazing new things.
And this is a really profound shift in thinking. You stop just reacting to problems and start proactively creating value. You go from offering a one-size-fits-all product to creating personalized experiences. And here's the kicker. Your customer is no longer just a buyer. They become a partner, a co-creator, who helps you innovate and stay ahead of the curve.
Okay, so you've made it. You're in the blue ocean. But now you're in uncharted territory. The old maps don't work here. You need a new way to understand what actually makes your customers happy, what truly delights them. And that new map? It's called the Kano model. It's a brilliant way of looking at customer satisfaction. Basically, on the bottom, you have a you do something. And on the side, you have how happy the customer is. And what it shows us is something really important. Not all features are created equal when it comes to making customers happy.
First, let's look at the bottom. These are your must-be attributes. These are the absolute non-negotiable basics. If you have them, nobody really notices. You just get to neutral. But if you don't have them, oh man, satisfaction plummets. It's like Wi-Fi in a coffee shop. You don't get a 5-star review for having it, but you'll definitely get a 1-star review if you don't.
Then you have your performance attributes. That's the straight line going up. Here, it's simple. More is better. Think faster shipping or a longer battery life. The better you do, the happier people are. But the real secret sauce, the real magic, is in that top curve, the attractive attributes, or what I like to call exciters. These are the things customers don't even know they want. If they're not there, no big deal. But when they are, wow, it creates genuine delight. It's like getting a surprise free dessert at a restaurant.
So here's why this is so critical for our blue ocean journey. To create that uncontested space, you have to nail the basics, the must-haves. You need to crush it on the performance stuff people expect. But the real blue water is found when you innovate and create those exciters, those unexpected moments of delight that nobody else is even thinking about. But listen, finding your blue ocean isn't the final destination. You can't just drop anchor and relax. It's an amazing place to be for sure, but you've got to keep working to keep those waters blue. Because here's the thing, success breeds imitation. As soon as you create a profitable new market, you can bet competitors are going to start showing up. Your beautiful blue ocean can turn red really fast if you stop innovating. You got to keep sailing, keep pushing forward. And that really brings us to the most important thing of all. It's about mindset. Henry Ford put it perfectly. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. If you don't truly believe you can find a new way, if leadership isn't on board, well, your ship is never even going to leave the harbor. So, I want to leave you with a question to really think about. If you feel like you're stuck in a red ocean right now, fighting it out with everyone else, what are you going to do about it? Using the tools we've talked about today, what new value can you create to find your own patch of blue?